Good morning, YouTube. We're getting ready to head out, so I'm gonna go over here and get a gallon of water before we leave, just because we'll be boondocking tonight. So this is where I'm getting water. Hopefully it's lined up. We have a lot of open sites here. I think I was saying that if you called like the day before or within a few hours, you're more than likely to get a spot here. Just like that. So we had a great site. It was a great park to be at. See the mountains over there. The scenery here reminds me of Tremors. Not sure why. I'm not a real big movie watcher, but just the scenery reminds me of that.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
So we're off.
Look at how
Show you some cool views of the mountains.
Yeah, we're definitely
Can't quite get.
We're heading up the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, look at all of them.
Actually, we're not going up the mountain, but our elevation is definitely going up. Looks like once we get up to about 4,000 feet, it starts to go down again, I suppose. I don't know. Oh, we're already at 4,000 feet. So once we get up to about 5,000 feet. So anyways, yeah, we seen all these hills. It's, you know, we didn't obviously see this when we were in the campground. Oh, and Heidi seen a bug.
I'll have to look it up. I don't have a picture of it, but I remember what it looks like. It's got pinchers on it.
So
and it looks like a spider.
It looked like a scorpion without a tail.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. So.
And he's on our camper because I can't find him.
Here's the deal. Be cautious. Be wary. Be alert. Because in Florida, when we were... Yeah, it's a nice rest stop there. When we were in... Oh, by the way, while we get rest stop, I'll get back to what I was saying. That whole town is all about people who are passing through, getting gas, stopping for the night, or just this highway. There is no, attractions. There's, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how many auto repair shops there were, and almost all of them advertise semi-repair.
Yeah.
So, just be aware. Now, getting back to what I was saying, when we were in Florida, at one time I moved the water softener, and there was a whole ant colony, hill, whatever, built underneath of it. I mean, it was full blown. And I stood in it, didn't realize it, and they were everywhere. Well, I forgot about that, and when we lifted that water softener, that big, I mean, it's big, it's that big, scorpion, spider, whatever the hell it was underneath that. So just be aware whenever don't pick it up and grab it on the bottom and throw it, and like we put ours in the back seat here without looking. It's just
trying to kill it.
Yeah, it's my 2 cents.
But I couldn't get that close.
Yeah.
Poor cows out there. They're gonna die of dehydration.
So we're gonna be traveling, I don't know how far, 400 miles today, maybe longer, maybe shorter. We'll see.
We have what, 9 hours, 9.5 hours, I think.
Yeah, to get
maybe
to
10.
where we have reservations, and the reservations aren't until tomorrow. So that's all. That's just wanted to. Oh, look at this! They cut away the mountain. This must be the peak. It's the truck saying, we're going up something now. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, look at this over here. It's super cool. Michael wanted to climb the mountains. The road's a little rough.
How about that one right there? I'm just going to go straight. I'm not going to make this curve to the right up here. I got a good run. Let's see what happens.
Driving on I-10 like at least once a mile, it looks like alongside the road that a car had burned up.
Wow.
The roads all, I mean,
truth?
they're so,
They got to be car fires. And they're pulled off. It looks like they pulled off the side of the road. There's something wrong with their car, and then it burned to the ground.
this road was the worst.
Yeah, they've had so many car fires on it. It's, I don't know. I guess it, you know, it happens. You know, knock on my head. Almost to the peak. Look, you say we're at the peak, and it's not quite 5,000. It's 650, 4660, almost 46.7, 40. Look, we're gonna get 47. That's quite a climb. Yeah, 47. We made over 47. And then looks like that we go downhill a little ways, or it's flat for a while. And, oh well. Yeah, just real cool scenery. Man, these are some tall hills over here. So we stopped. We stopped in Socorro or something like that. It's outside El Paso. And probably had, well, no, definitely had the best Mexican that we've had on this trip. And yeah, it's rated right up there. I'd say top 5.
Was the number 1 on our trip.
Yeah, definitely the number 1 on our trip, but I'm saying that it's top 5 Mexican restaurants we've ever eaten at all time. And it's a little
hole in the wall.
Tiny hole in the wall.
Got like 5 tables inside.
It's called La Hacienda.
I don't
something like that. And the reason that we're sitting in the truck, because Heidi walked over to that place and got that food. We're at the Blue Beacon. We get all this desert dust, bird crap, and bugs off our RV because we don't have any rain in the forecast for a couple of days at least. So yeah, oh my
we got
God,
like a sheen of brown sand, dirt.
Oh, it's horrible.
Texas, whatever they
talcum
call it.
powder.
Yeah.
There's some Texas talcum powder. I don't know if that's what they call it. That's what it kind of felt like. So, yeah, La Hacienda Mexican House or something. I want to get you guys the right name here because it was cheap too. Heidi got a couple of soft drinks, and we got 2 meals that have basically 4 tacos. They're very small, real Mexican tacos. You know, they're soft shell, and it's called La Hacienda del Amigo Mexican Food. And it is we are in, my nose is watering now because of that.
It was spicy.
Oh my God, it's so spicy. Socorro, Texas. So if you are driving through here and you want your RV washed, I don't know how good the Blue Beacon is. We just got here. Whatever you do, don't go to the Gill Wash next door. I mean, the way I read the reviews, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of bad reviews there with pictures and recent. So the Blue Beacon, I don't know, like I said, if it's any better or not, but that Mexican restaurant, and there's a Pilot Flying J that's on the other side of the highway. And this is, what's the big other truck stop? Love's. There's Petro, yeah.
Petrol was here.
There's a Hardee's here, or Carl's Jr. and a bunch of others, but
yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
But I'm telling you, that Mexican, whoo, my mouth is hot. Man, they put
Exit 37.
They put some red peppers on there. Whew. All right, we're gonna let you. I gotta drink water because it's a little spicy. I want to make sure that I get enough liquid in me to counter all that.
Check out the sky. Got some dust devils up ahead here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see them, but there's actually a lot of them to the left or to the right here.
Yeah.
supposed to be some tornado watch until 9 o'clock most of New Mexico.
Yeah.
Because that's where we're in New Mexico, heading to Arizona.
Yeah, New Mexico,
They
good on the road.
Yeah.
service.
They've been perfect so far.
Yeah, and El Paso, actually going through El Paso, we didn't go through a rush hour or nothing. It moved pretty good. There's a couple spots that was kind of crappy, but yeah, New Mexico, definitely your roads are good. Hard to find those. I don't imagine that we have too much for rough roads out here, I hope, but you never know.
Yeah, the closer you get, you can still see them out there. I don't know
Yeah.
if they even show up on the camera.
The one on the right's
Or the
pretty
video.
pronounced. See it out there?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably don't show up too good on camera, but
yeah. I'll
They're
pick
out
up
there.
and yeah, we're going
all
to.
right, let me just drive out there.
I don't know if you can hear me, but we're at the Bolin's Continental Divide. It's a big stop, souvenir place. I don't know if we're going in or not, but I thought this little teepee over here was pretty cool. And just gonna stretch our legs. And this I10, I personally would never take I10. But yeah, you can't really do any sightseeing if you are taking I-10, because there's really nothing really to see. Not any great landmarks or anything like that. So I'll pick it up with you later. Yeah.
So we're gonna stay here for the night. It's kind of cool.
He's funny.
We got a little tunnel getting under I-10 for us to go check out the knick-knack shop. And the on-ramp is huge and long. Oh, no, it's not. So, here we go. I'll turn off everything because we're going to need all the power we can get for this shop.
Oh, there's so much trash here.
Yeah.
Continue straight for 2 hours and 26 minutes to exit 258 Congress Street, Broadway Boulevard.
Continue on I-10.
That's all she says.
Yeah.
There's too many miles. It is windy.
Yes,
Woo.
it is.
But this I-10 is definitely, if you want to get to out west,
Yep.
is the way to go.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. No, I can't say that. I still think Route 66 might be.
Oh, this I-10 would not have been my choice.
Yeah, no, but coming out of Texas, you have no choice.
Well, right. But
So, that's pretty good. It's not bad. I'm okay with all this.
and I think the sign back there said something about the winds for the next 45 miles.
Yep.
So many miles back. Get off the road.
So I'll tell you a joke since we seen that bird. Heidi will keep it on the road because our microphone's set up that way. It's not a joke. I had a driver whenever I worked for FedEx that told me that he got a ticket. I said, "You're kidding me." I said, "What happened?" Well, he said he was driving down the road and he seen a couple black birds eating roadkill on the side. And there was a little bit of traffic going on, and there was a cop that had been following him for a long time. And he said that whenever he got up to the birds, he goes, sure enough, last minute they decide to fly. One of them flew out in front of his truck. Now, he knew he couldn't swerve to get over. You can't change lanes drastically. Plus, there was traffic anyways. You know, you're not supposed to switch lanes. Even if there's a pothole anyways, he stayed in the lane and kind of got to the edge as far as he could. And the bird hit his truck, hit the bed of the top of his truck, the box of his truck. They said went back and landed and hit that cruiser that was following him's windshield, and it shattered the window on his cruiser. He says one of the cop turned on his lights and pulled him over. And I said, he gave you a ticket. He goes, yeah. And I said, well, that's crap. I said, you're not supposed to swerve, you know. And I'm legitimately at this point writing up an incident report in our computer for this driver. And I said, so what's the ticket for anyways? He goes, the cop got me for flipping him the bird. And I'm halfway through my report. So I cussed him out a little bit and told him, you gotta preface me whenever it's gonna be a joke.
Right.
We got a little dust storm off to our left here that is definitely crossing the road at some point, but man, they get some serious winds out here.
It's wicked.
It's wicked. Nothing we can't handle.
I thought for sure when we got up here it'd be across the road because it sure looked like it, but
Oh yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's stopping. It does want to cross the road.
Which is okay.
Yeah. But the winds are still.
Yeah.
There was one time that the wind, it felt like we had no trailer behind us at all. I don't know what happened. I don't know how, but the truck immediately got extremely light. Like somebody just disconnected the trailer for a second. Yeah,
Everyone's getting blown around out here today. Well, look at that over there. Holy snakies.
So we're in Arizona, by the way. We just crossed over. I don't know, New Mexico, the little bit that we've seen of it, it's okay. So we're gonna keep on driving on. It says we're gonna be where we're gonna be at 6:30. I just picked Tucson, Arizona. We're not gonna drive to Tucson. We're gonna stop short of there. And if it's 120 miles or so, I don't know. We're fine. We're fine as far as our trip tomorrow then. It'll be a pretty easy drive. What is it, about 4 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 something.
Yeah.
4, maybe 4.5 by the time we get there.
Yeah. And I'm still ticked off that, well, gas prices did come down, but I'm still ticked off that the gas prices are a little higher, and nobody had, out of all the places that could use the higher octane gas,
Yeah.
the hot desert you would think would be one of them, because the cars run so much warmer for pinging reasons. And now 91 octane, that's all they got at their pumps. And they're charging prices like it's 95 octane if you can even find that anymore. Yeah, I don't get that at all. And I'm still they're charging you more money, and I'm still dorking around with it at the pump. $100 shutting off my credit card, $80 shutting off the credit card, to where I got to put in another card, or maybe they'll let me swipe that same one again and start a whole new transaction. Yeah, that's horrible.
Waste of paper and time.
Yep, it sure does. Oh, that's if they give you.
Oh, most
I
of the
love
time.
it when the machine says, "Would you like a receipt?" At the beginning, especially. Yeah. So I go through all the thing, and then it says, "Printing your receipt." Thank you. Have a nice day. There ain't no receipt, or better yet, it don't even say it's printing it. It just says, "Clerk has receipt."
Blowing
Why'd you
dust
ask
area.
me if I wanted a receipt, fool?
Blowing dust area for the next 9 miles.
Yes.
I don't know why they just don't add all the miles up and tell you the next 100 miles
True.
that it's going to be.
True.
15, 45, 9,
Yeah.
12.
If you're driving from Texas to Arizona, through Arizona, just plan on there potentially being a dust storm
Yeah.
on I-10.
We stopped in Benson, Arizona tonight. We're obviously at a truck stop. There's all kinds of different vehicles back here. But that's what we're doing for the night before we head to Yuma. I'm gonna lock the door. So today was uneventful, nothing too exciting other than a real pretty view on I-10. But I can't believe the trash that you see while you travel. That's just terrible. I mean, there's trash cans literally everywhere. I mean, I got 5 trash cans within walking distance. It's really sad. But anyway, we'll pick it up later.
Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to our RV stay. This place filled up last night. You should have seen this guy in this white truck. Good thing I had a camera behind us, because he ran over this curb that's right here behind this rock. How did he possibly do that? We got a trash can right here. Isn't that nice? Yeah, he backed in with his truck facing that direction. So just to be clear, his truck was facing towards that car hauler, and he backed in that spot with all these spaces angling the wrong way. Just crazy. All right, so we need to shut off the generator, buckle all that down again, put the cord away, and no, I don't. Heidi already went and got her morning coffee. It's the other benefit of being at a truck stop, I suppose. But yeah, ready to roll. We got about 4 hours worth of driving, and we'll be ready. This was a pretty good place to stay. You know, it's really funny. I told Heidi, I said, well, if this brick wall wasn't here, I said we could drive up and be in an RV park. There's an RV park right back there. I didn't know. I'm glad we didn't stay at an RV park. This was a good place. This was a good one. So we're in Benson, Arizona. And it got cool. It's 48 degrees, I think, for the low. It seems weird because, you know, the highs are 80. Wonder how long that's been on.
What?
You can't see that? I don't even know how to turn that off. I don't know if you guys can see it, but one of our lights are flashing on
I think it's on my bike, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Well, we had to say goodbye to good old Route 10 or I-10. We're now on Route 8.
Been on I-10 for days.
Yeah, we sure
3
have.
days, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, boy, that would have been tough. I wonder what it would have been like if we would have drove from Florida on I-10 all the way out here.
Barf.
Yeah.
The views are still pretty good.
We love what we see out here, though. I mean, it's same flat mountain ranges. Definitely desert, no doubt about that. Starting to get awful brownish. And it's funny because we passed certain areas that like there was a grove of trees in that Eloy or whatever it was. I don't know exactly which city that was, but it's past that Pikachu, something like that. Yeah. And I didn't see a watering system in it, so I don't know how do they get so green and grow so well without a watering system, unless it's just hidden or underground or something. I don't know. But the drive's been very plain. Ever since we left our truck stop there, we were going downhill. There was a couple times that it flattened out, and there was a couple of little peaks. But for the most part, you know, the elevation on the GPS showed that we're going downhill. All except we're finally coming up to an area that we start back up again. I don't know how far up we go, but it's awful nice on the gas mileage. It helped out. Still been running 75 miles an hour, as you guys can see. And the gas mileage is like 7 something. It's 7.7. I could slow down. I'm going to say that changes my mind about something. And what I changed my mind about was probably a fifth wheel. Now, the weight of the fifth wheel will be a little bit heavier. I'm not too concerned about that. The thing that I would be concerned with is how much more trailer is up in the sky above the truck. Now, there is some argument, and I've talked about that in a past video whenever I discussed fifth wheel over travel trailer. And that's the aerodynamics of things, and the fact that a fifth wheel would be right over top of the truck, and the truck basically forms a wedge, you know, with its grill for the wind to get up and over the trailer a little easier. It still has to get up and over a trailer. You know, there's that fifth wheel that's up in, you know, above your bed. This truck with the cap, I think it's blocking a lot of the air that the front of the RV sees. And, you know, there's only so much of that wind shield behind us that gets like bugs on it and stuff. So it tells me that most of the wind is getting, you know, it's pushing the wind so high before it gets to the RV. And I think that a fifth wheel would be that much more up in the air. And this truck, although it's got plenty of power and everything's fine, I think if I got a fifth wheel, I would almost have to get a diesel if we were to travel in these kind of conditions more often. And like I said, this truck feels plenty powerful, except when it comes to the wind. When the wind is blowing, when we went down to South Padre Island and the wind was in our face at 25 miles an hour, I was pushing the truck hard to maintain any kind of speed. What I mean any kind of speed, 70. Let's say it was 70. I mean, it was like 64 miles an hour, 62 miles an hour, and the truck was working really hard to do that. The same with coming across out west here. When we get into where the wind is in our faces, it makes a huge difference. It's a huge difference on cutting through the wind at 70, 75 miles an hour. Now, obviously, I know all you guys are on your keyboards already typing, just saying, well, why don't you slow down? Well, I could. I mean, that's definitely an answer. But I think that with the flow of traffic and everything, I'm more safe driving the way that I've always driven. And like I mentioned before, that you come up on some kind of a slow idiot or something like that, you speed up and get around them. And if you're in the flow of traffic, you do so much better with the traffic than when you're not in the flow of traffic. Because, and you guys know this, I'm sure most of you tow much more safely or at a slower speed than I do. And you'll find that when you're driving your 57 miles an hour in the 70 mile per hour zone, that, man, you got cars passing you every which way. They're trying to get around you. They're doing everything they can to get around you. And if you're with the flow of traffic, that doesn't happen. So I like to travel about the speed that the truckers travel. That seems to be a good one. You know, some of them travel slower than others, but still, we're going up a hill here, an incline. But yeah, I think that if we got a fifth wheel and we traveled in windy conditions to where the wind was always like this trip here, if I had a magic ball and I would have we would have bought a fifth wheel, I would have been probably cursing what was going on when we were traveling down the road. I definitely would have been upset about not being able to do the speeds that I wanted, because not only was the fifth wheel going to be heavier than our travel trailer, but also it would have been up in the air more. So that's something to think about. I know I preach the gas engine tons of times, and the exceptions are if you're towing more than 10,000 miles a year, or if you're pulling, in this case for us, I wouldn't want to do more than 12,000 pounds max loaded up. So that's what I've always said. But wind conditions, so you guys that might be traveling just the Southwest only, you love doing the Southwest, well, there's a reason for you not to go necessarily strictly gas, because you're going to need torque more than what this offers to get through that wind on a regular basis, unless you want to drive really slow. I mean, if you think about it, basically you're pushing the truck and the RV through 100-mile-an-hour winds when you are at 25-mile-per-hour headwinds and 75 miles an hour travel speed. So I mean, it's there's a way around it, but I just wanted to bring that up to you, that's something new that I didn't experience. I've never experienced wind on a consistent basis. Ask Heidi, she's seen it's windy.
But we didn't die.
No, we ain't driving we're not driving unsafe. I guess I have to reiterate that, because I'm sure everybody's like, why you just why
Most people don't even go 70.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm telling you, the truck is so controllable and so comfortable at speed. When there's no wind, oh my word, 75 miles an hour is just a dream out here. I mean, it's just so, and the thing, I'm in 10th gear, the RPMs are like 1700, maybe 1800 at the most. It's just a nice casual drive. It's just easy, but yeah, you got to watch with the winds. It changes everything.
Well, we made it. Yuma, Arizona. And it is beautiful weather. We got a road in front of us here where I'm pointing, and one over here. We're surrounded by the city, but that's okay. Our site is awesome. So far, so good. There's a lot of empty sites here. Maybe it's off-season camping for most, but not for us. So we're gonna be here for the next 2 weeks, and we will let you know what we got going on.
So, another day, and we've been running around, haven't we, Heidi?
Yep.
Heidi's doing some craft work out here. What's the current temperature?
It's 95.
It's only 95 today, guys, so...
It was already at its highest.
Yeah.
97.
It was 97. But it's nice. It's very, very nice out. It's nice that there's no neighbors. Just think, this place is packed in the winter. But there ain't nobody really around. So we went out. You can see Scooter's bike. Went out, I don't know, how many miles did we go?
4.5.
4.5. And we'll put that little trip in right now. recharging the scooter up because I left without a full charge just to make sure. And I need to put the screen in because the sun, you can see, kind of sneaks back on here. What a huge difference the screen makes down here, because from me going from right here to right here, yowza. And it hasn't even been out that much. We kind of made the mistake while we were here when we checked in, and that was, I never looked to see what the pedestal was for the voltage, the plug-in. So anyways, we have 30 amp service, and it gets pretty warm to where we've got to get really unique with our power management. So we can run the refrigerator on the electricity, so we don't have to run propane on that. But the hot water tank, we definitely have to run on propane if we're running anything else. And what I mean by, if we accidentally run the microwave while the hot water tank's on and the air conditioner's on, it'll pop it, I'm sure. We ran both rooftop air conditioners and the refrigerator for, that's about an hour, wasn't it? Yeah, it's about an hour. And finally one of them kicked on at the same time as maybe the refrigerator did or something, and it popped the breaker out there on the pole. So that was our fault. They have 50 amp service in here. We just,
They're not marked, and then we kind of forgot when we found a site that we liked.
yeah, which the site's nice. I like the site.
It's quiet
And
here.
It's very quiet. Airplanes fly over. Some kind of military airplanes fly over. And as far as accessibility on a bicycle and the scooter, well, we rode to Walmart. How many miles was that again?
It was 4.5
Round trip?
you.
Yeah, so it's a couple miles away, and there's a lot of stores we can get to. There's a Mexican restaurant that is real close. Real close. It's 1 point something, yeah, 1.1 mile.
Oh no, it's not even a mile.
Oh, it's not even a mile. It's point something.
0.1 or 2.
Yeah. It's, well, let me see if I can show you guys this. Ooh, I'm in the sun. Ow, my feet are getting hot. Wonder what the rocks feel like. Ooh, ow, ooh, ee, ow, ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh, ee, ow. Oh my God, it's too hot. I can't do this. Oh, I can't handle it. Yep. I should put shoes on. Anyways, there's this building, then there's another building, and then the around the other side is the Mexican restaurant. It's very good. We kind of knew that you had to come all the way down here to get good Mexican food, because where were we that it wasn't that good?
Van Horn.
Yeah, Van Horn, Texas. That Mexican food was not good there.
I think the beef was spoiled.
Oh, we threw it away. We threw away a lot of stuff. It was not good. Again, that whole Van Horn area, I love the RV park. It was awesome. But everything in that area is all about people just driving through. So,
In and out.
in and out. That's it. All right. We ordered some stuff. Actually, let me talk about this. I'm going to flip you guys around. The microphone's going to change sound. Just, that's because it comes out the front whenever you're facing me. So I contacted Dexter about these axles, and I didn't know these axles have a 10-year warranty. 10-year warranty on the axle. So they wanted me to submit some pictures and serial numbers, which I did, and they're starting to work towards the problem. And basically, again, the front axle is leaning out. Not sure why, and it's doing that on both sides, just the front though. So hopefully that gets fixed on some level. We'll see. I contacted, because I don't want to get on the roof when it's hot here and do the work on the skylight, but I still might. I have a skylight to replace the one that's on the roof that's broken, And I went ahead and called a local mobile RV repair guy, and he hasn't called back yet. He'll probably call back tomorrow, I'm assuming. That is something that maybe I'll do.
On the roof at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, right. Here's something else. This is, we're tired of this. We're tired of the frosted glass and the us putting that Reflectix up in the window on both of them. Whenever we have anything go on out here, like we hear a noise at night or something, we have that little window to look out, and that's it. We can't see what's going on. Well, we do have that front window too in the bedroom, and we've utilized that.
Yeah, but by the time you open up the blinds, they've already hurt you.
Yeah, right. So we're going to, I think, replace these windows in the door finally, and we're going to make them, glass, tinted glass that you can see through, and they have, some blinds on them to block out the sunlight too. Ooh, hear that? That's the only noise that you hear. Let me see if I can get you guys a view. That's a big jet. That's not a military thing, that's a big jet. We had some military planes fly over, some old ones. It was kind of cool. So that's what we have on the agenda, because right now what's going on with the tires, it's just wearing on the inside. I don't know if we're going to do it tomorrow yet. We're still contemplating that, but we're thinking about going over to the Mexican border, because we're 20 minutes away, to Los Algodones, and having maybe like our teeth cleaned, and how do you look at glasses maybe, and we just want to go over there and see what they got going on, and we're going to do a little research and then make a decision on what we want to do.
Yeah, we're not going to jump in the first day that we go over there.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Anyway.
I don't think so either. We might. Depends. They might say something we like to hear. Good morning, YouTube, and another wonderful day here in Yuma, Arizona. This is getting to be a pretty favorite little spot, I'll have to say. It's nice. I think we like it though because it's not crowded right now. I think that's why we like it more than anything else. And of course the weather. It's nice to know. I was putting the cover on the bike and the scooter last night, and I told Heidi, I said, I don't think we have to take these seats in. I said, this is one of the first places that we've been in that you don't have to worry about a morning dew when you get up. Everything will stay dry. It's nice. The vehicle's that way and everything. Here she come now. Where are you going to? You didn't say hi to the camera. Huh? I was saying that this is getting to become our favorite place because of probably not being crowded. Yeah, I like that it's not crowded.
Your nose is stuffy.
Yeah, my nose is stuffy again. I gotta spray my nose. I don't know why. And the thing is now when I blow my nose, it's getting to be a little red. I don't know what that means. So what's our plans today? 13 miles, 25 minutes. Here, I don't know if you can see that real quick. Yeah, we're gonna shoot over to Mexico. It's real close, obviously, Los Algodones, and we just want to get a general feel of the area. We're not going to be over there very long, and it's because of the whole COVID thing. These hours that they're operating on the border, I think it's tentative till June 21st maybe. I don't think July 21st, but definitely June, up until June is what it's at right now. And that is, they're only open from 6 a.m. to 2. And you got to be in line if there's a lot of people down there, which I'm sure there is, at like 1 to make sure you get across the border. If not, you're stuck in Mexico for the night at least. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And what do you think? Is there anything else? We're gonna get a meal over there. I always talk about how we want a real Mexican food. Well, I guess if you go to Mexico, you pretty much everything you get over there is then Mexican food. Heidi's ready to go. So am I. So if we got any other footage, we'll put this on here using the phone. But I don't know if we will or not. Maybe some pictures.
Good morning, YouTube. This morning I'm doing some laundry, so I thought I'd take the camera down here and show you the laundry, the pool, the hot tub, and all that happy jazz. Michael's still sleeping, so. But this is the park. It's pretty empty. It's very quiet. But it's gonna be 100 today. Yesterday was like 99. It was pretty warm. Every row looks pretty much like this, so there's no really need to go up and down. Here's the shower houses, the bathrooms, the laundry, office to the left. So this is the laundry. They have water dispenser, which is nice. And got more in here. I forgot that there was ones out there, but I got plenty. $1.75 to wash. The new one down here is $2.50. So you do have to have a card, which you can get from the office. It's $3 or $2, and it has $3 on it. Oh yeah, they have. But I'll take you out here to. It's nice that they have a clothesline. I'm gonna put the clothes dry quickly. And here's the pool and the hot tub. I've yet to see anybody in it. It's nice. There's 2 or 3 rows of the double wides here. They look to be like in the 70s. But overall this park is clean. Quiet. I'm sure not so quiet in the wintertime. But here's the billiards. Let's see if we can get in here. Yep. Please sanitize equipment before and after use. That's cool. Very nice. Temperature's nice in here. Cool. Multi-purpose room. I'll take you back down and around just so you can see some more sights. I'll go this way. That way I can show you that you can get over to the, there's a Mexican restaurant, a place called Cow Ranch. It's like Tractor Supply. And it gets you kind of to the main drag. But you can get through right there. Or you can ride your bike into town, get something to eat. But overall, our stay has been great. They obviously they watered our palm tree at our site. If your little puppers likes only grass, it is gravel down there. So but you can see how many empty spots there is during the summer months. I'm not sure how packed it was during the winter months, but when we got here, the guy says the park is empty, and he is right. So here's our site, and hopefully I showed you enough of the park. If you wanted to come to Yuma, Arizona, this is the spot with the Encore package.
Heidi's out here cooking. Hey, you got the flame still going, hon?
It's turned off.
Oh, this is burning off. Cool. Man, the evenings get so much nicer here than you can imagine. During a 97-degree day, the evening's well worth it. Just very pleasant. It's Friday, so it's party time. Not really.
It's Memorial.
Yeah, it is Memorial Day weekend.
And the park is still empty.
Yeah. So I want you to take a look at the factory windows that we have on the doors. This is something that we've been wanting to do for a while, and being down here in this bright sunshine has made us kind of want to step it up. So we wanted to give ourselves a little bit more, like, for example, when UPS delivers, we can't really see. So you can see we've already kind of prepped this window, again, that is frosted, and we're going to change that. We're going to go ahead and put in a replacement window. It's really easy to do, and we'll show you the final product. Basically, there's not a lot going on here. It's just a series of screws that holds the frame. It squeezes the frame together and kind of pinches the glass and everything, and that's how it's held in the door. You just get a new frame, a new piece of glass, and this one has a blind, and it gives you, new framework to accommodate the blind, and that's it. You just replace it. You unscrew this and screw on the new one. It has its own sealant and everything, but we wanted to show you kind of what it looked like before, and now we'll show you what it looks like after. Well, here it is. This is what it looks like from the inside. Obviously the next day, because the sun went down awful fast, and I wasn't able to show you the remainder. I'm gonna tell you, it was kind of tricky getting the shade to stay in place while you're putting this side of the frame on. Don't over tighten this, and also whenever you position it, make sure you position it to equally put the seal all the way around. Just don't let the window fall to the bottom. That's what they did when they installed this window from the factory, and that's what caused it to leak. So I'll show you what it looks like out here. Heidi's cooking bacon. Bacon. But we haven't cleaned the window yet, but boy, does it look nice, don't it? I mean, it matches. It really does. And they're not very expensive. So whenever you're doing this, a couple challenges. We should have a ladder out here to make it a little bit easier, but we don't. Again, you got to make sure that this top part is positioned so that the seal, the built-in seal that's on there, is up against your door frame. Of course, you got to clean your door really well. It's pretty cheap. I mean, even the factory windows aren't anything to write home about. They're kind of cheap feeling whenever you get them out. But we're gonna show you what it looks like this way. There we go. Yeah, and then when I tighten these screws, I thought, nah, I'm over tightening them, but I think I did okay. The shade that's in here though is just on these strings. Hopefully that doesn't break anytime soon. It is kind of tight, but it should be. But yeah, isn't that cool? Now we can, again, it's tight. When we want to look out, we can look out, and when we don't have to. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, we got to get this cleaned up. There's boogers on here. So we have to do the other one, but that's later. I wanted to show you guys the finished product.
I like it.
Yeah, Eddie likes it. It looks...
The only thing that I don't like about it is the screen door.
The screen. Yeah, I'll show you.
I mean, I don't look for us to be opening and closing it all the time.
No.
Like,
no.
We'll be closing it around 4 or 5 o'clock each night when we're here in Arizona.
The sun comes down pretty good about
Yeah.
that point in time. And it kind of blows in this way. I can see why everybody has white vehicles down here. It makes sense.
We have the complete opposite.
Yeah, us and that stupid black truck. Well, at least it looks dirty all the time. Hey, our screen is tore.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Wonder how that happened. So here's what she's talking about. Right now, it's open, and we can see out it. Well, how am I going to close it? See? You can't get to it, right? So you got to open the door, unlatch the screen. Even then, you can't reach it necessarily. Maybe through this hole you can reach up. I kind of reach around the door. It's tough. Now, they make them that you can slide them up in a... we didn't like those, and the reviews were a little questionable. So, all right, that's done, and we got some more to do. Hopefully, the air conditioners, they do pretty good, I'll have to say. Since look at this disaster in here, we got so much to talk about, and Heidi's trying to get her area cleaned up. She keeps on washing dishes, and then she keeps on dirtying more. It's funny how that happens. So. There's so much that I want to talk about, and let me just go over it briefly, real quick. You've seen a couple of new boxes there. Obviously, one's the window shade for the other side. Yeah, another router. Why would I do that? Yet another router. Why would I do that when I've been so happy with my current system? My current, this one here. You know this one. This one's still active, believe it or not. I got a few more days, about a month left on it. But yeah, we'll talk about this in the future, but I want to go over it real quick. These two systems that are back here behind us, they're both from the same company. It's EasyCom. It's just I upgraded. The one that's over here is going to replace the one that I had prior. Now, the one that I had prior was an older plan, and after I got to about 600 gigabytes, something like that, of data in a month cycle, I could potentially be deprioritized below the standard rate, the standard prioritization. Did I say that right? Standard prioritization. The standard priority that I was already at. So basically, the way these things work, same with your phone. Everybody says it's unlimited. However, they've got somewhere in a small print, once you get past a certain point, they don't throttle you. They just put you at the back of the line whenever you want to connect to a cell phone tower, when a bunch of other people haven't gone past that point and they're using the tower. Which makes sense. You're trying to reward the people that are using less data with quicker speeds and quicker access to their information on their phone. Whenever you get to be a heavy user of data, like we are, whenever I'm uploading and downloading videos and watching movies and everything on the road, I start getting into that territory to where I get put at the back of the line. And that's even below, like I said, what that MoFi that I had prior, which I still have, that was a standard priority with AT&T. So what I wanted to do is two things. One, get another redundant system, which I'll talk about that in a second. That's what you see over here on this side. And also, I wanted to go to a much faster internet. So this is a high priority router, and it allows a lot more data to be used before that high priority might get put at the back of the line for the cell phone tower line to be connected. And the amount that you have to use, the amount of data that you have to use is a considerable amount. More than 90% of the people who are watching right now are going to ever use. So this, just in direct comparison, we used the router that we've had all along, this MoFi router with AT&T. We had it up in the window in that exact same spot. And our download speeds were pretty decent. We could watch movies. I could upload a video, but it would take a while. It would take, for an hour-long video, it was going to take probably about 3 hours to upload, maybe a little bit longer. So we unplugged that one, disconnected it, put this one up in the window, and tested it with using the exact same equipment within minutes of what we just tested the other one at, to get the test to be as true as possible. And this one would download video and data 4 times faster and upload 6 times faster than the old, I should say old, but the MoFi that we used to have. So that system that I used to have was a little bit cheaper. It's about $50 a month cheaper, but the amount of time that I'm going to save with this, it'll pay for itself, because my time's worth money sitting at this desk, and I definitely don't want to be sitting there any longer than I have to. So in addition to having AT&T, we have our T-Mobile phones. We've talked about that in the past. And those are kind of backup. You know, obviously we use them every day, day in, day out, for all of our comments, a lot of our picture posting, stuff like that, using data through T-Mobile, which we have like 50 gigabytes until they start saying, hey, you need to slow down a little bit, and put us at the back of the line. Usually we don't run into that. But we also have been into situations, although very few so far, that AT&T hasn't been the best, to where we rely on our phones a little bit more. So that's why we went with this system here, and this is an unlimited Verizon system. This one is a standard priority, however. So if I get into a congested tower, I'm sure that's going to be an issue, to the point where we're going to be put at the end of the line once we get up past a certain point. The threshold of what they consider as kind of excessive or a heavy data user is lower on this one than that one. And again, this is a standard priority, where that is a high priority. Now here's the best part. You guys can pick whatever you want. Just use the link in the description to get there. Once you're on their site, a chat box may come up, something like that. Just tell them Mike or Heidi or both of us from RVdaydream or just RVdaydream sent you that way, and let them tell you what you need. Tell them all the information that you have, you know, or have it available. They're going to say, well, how much do you use? Do you just want to watch your TV? Do you just want to watch, which they have a streaming TV service. I did a video on that just not that long ago. Just tell them what you're wanting to do, and they will tell you what you need. So far, now we've been with him for how long now? Since June, so it's been a year. We've been with Jesse and his crew at EasyCom for a year now, and I have not had a problem ever with the internet. We've had a situation where one time the AT&T was kind of slow. I had to put up my cell phone tower, the WeBoost, which he can set you up with that also. He is a WeBoost or a Wilson Electronics dealer, he can get you all that stuff. However, we had to put that antenna up, that 25-foot mast, and at that point, we had internet. So we've been in a couple situations we've had to put up that mast to get internet service, but for the most part, listen, you don't need that. Some of these YouTube channels have some unbelievable information on how they stay connected on the road, and their system is top notch. Top notch. It's also confusing, just too much. Too much money, too much time, too much maintenance, trying to keep it all going and trying to even get it installed correctly in the first place. It's just too much. You know, I fall into that category on some things that come a little bit easier to me, like some of our projects. I mean, how many of you would have replaced the entire roof, including all the wood, and rebuilt trusses on your travel trailer if the roof was shot, if it was gone? Well, we did. But I wouldn't suggest everybody do that. That's a pain in the butt. Well, it's the same with these. These are the simplified version. It plugs into the wall, it goes in the window, you log into it, you have internet. That's all there is to it. 90% of the time, that is all you need to do, is just stick it up in the window. So that's my 2 cents. And with that, we're going to close out this extra long video, and Heidi and I's got a lot of running to do. Also, I want to talk about Dexter. We've talked with Dexter about that axle problem. Guess what? They're going to be sending us axles, and I'm going to install them here at the campsite. We've already checked with the person that runs the park, and they said as long as you're not dragging it out day in, day out, into the night, late, that kind of thing, they said go right ahead. Well, I'm going to tell you that it's very, very easy. The hardest part is just manipulating the weight and getting it delivered here, which is going to be a pallet liftgate delivery. So you'll get to see me put on a new axle. It's cool. I couldn't believe it. I called them. They said, yeah, it's a 10-year warranty. I said, well, you know, my tires are canted in. They said, okay, yeah, it sounds like there's a problem, and we're going to send you drum to drum. So I don't even have to repack bearings or nothing. I'm going to put on a brand new axle. Then I got to figure out what to do with the old one. Just like I got to figure out what to do with these old windows. So, Heidi, close it out.
As always, we hope to see you out here. Bye.
Bye.